So it all started in San Francisco with a two-bit little brat sitting down or taking a knee for the national anthem, during the national anthem, disrespecting the flag. And it's become very widespread. Now it's in Major League Baseball and basketball, and even 8-year-old kids, 8-year-old Pop Warner kids taking a knee during the anthem. And I got a question for all the people who want to disrespect our flag and our anthem. What's your damn problem? I want to know what your problem is with the flag and the anthem. Because you probably don't even know what they stand for or what they represent. I'll tell you what they don't represent. What they don't represent is whoever is in the White House. Whatever political party is in power right now, or at any given time. They don't represent our problems. The flag and the anthem don't represent the problems of the United States. Let me tell you, there was never a time in this country, and there never will be a time where this country doesn't have problems and issues. And we could sit there and we could debate and discuss what the problems are and what the solutions to those problems are. But the flag doesn't represent those problems. All right, you know what the flag and the anthem represent? It represents the country, and our country is more than just a landmass. It's more than just this nation that's south of Canada, north of Mexico, in between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It's more than that. What it is a set of ideals and principles. Ideals and principles set forth in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, to include the Bill of Rights, written down in the Federalist Papers and numerous letters and speeches of our founding fathers. That's what our country is. That's what it represents, the flag and the anthem. That's what those things represent. So I want to know what your problem is with the Constitution. I want to know what your problem is with the rule of law. I want to know what your problem is with the fact that this country is a republic. Rule of law means that the law is applied equally to everyone. Isn't that what you say is the problem, that the law is not being applied equally? So isn't the solution to the problem equal application of the law? That our founding principles aren't being adhered to? At least in your view, let's say that that's true, that it's true what you see is the problem. America is about equality of your possession of natural rights, that we're all equal under the law and all equal in our possession of rights. It's about individual sovereignty, about not having to ask permission to live your life the way you damn well want. So what's your problem with that? I guess you got a problem with all those things if you're disrespecting the flag and the anthem. Now, I don't care if you're sitting down for it. I don't care if you're burning the flag. That's what it stands for, and that's what you have a problem with if you disrespect or destroy the flag in any way and desecrate it. Then you have a problem with freedom and liberty and possession of natural rights, inalienable rights granted by our Creator. So what's your problem? Is that your problem? And what do you want? You want a monarchy? You want communism or fascism or Nazism? Is that what you want? Because if you got a problem with that, then what is it that you want to replace freedom, to replace rule of law, to replace the rights of man? What do you want to replace those? If that's, because again, that's what this flag represents. That's what our anthem represents. Not just the country, and not the problems with the country. There's no inherent flaw or problem with the country. It doesn't need to be transformed fundamentally. If there's problems, the problem is that we're not adhering to those ideals and principles. This is the unifying factor. This is the unifying symbol. And those principles and those ideals are what unifies us. Why do you think Martin Luther King back in the 60s never disrespected the flag, never burnt the flag, never sat down for the national anthem? Because he even said it. He said, one day this country will rise up. And essentially, in so many words, it will become what the founders established, what they put forth. That it will live up to its expectations. You can go back 100 years before them, before Martin Luther King, and read what Frederick Douglass wrote and said. Essentially the same thing. Why do you think black soldiers, at a time when there was segregation, even in the army, fought with honor, distinction, and valor, and fought like hell and sacrificed their lives for this country? because they knew the alternatives were worse, and they knew that there was a future, and that future had potential for this country to truly live up to its expectations and its ideals and principles. So, if you want to disrespect the ideals and principles of the country, A, I don't know why you're here, and B, I got no respect for you. So whatever problems you see with this country, the one thing that you should agree with are those founding principles and ideals. If you don't respect that, you don't respect our flag or anthem, I got no respect for you.